Actually, that would be spicy. I'd love to see that one. In fact, yeah, it's not often that we see a team go for something completely out of the ordinary. We got I think the aero pipes pick once, but apart from that, we really haven't seen anything, too insane
spicy.
In terms of
gyroscope.
Strategy. Exactly.
Just
Yeah,
pick gyroscope.
Pick gyroscope. That would be amazing. We've only seen it come up on the map ban once, and it was a random at the end of a. Like, come on, stop banning out the one that everybody bans out. I want to see something, out there.
It's week
I want to
3.
see people
Surely
developing
you've had time.
strats. Yeah, I want to see you developing counter strats. That's all I want to see.
On the other hand, I suppose something like that is something that you want.
Ah!
Okay, there. Instantly gone.
God.
They heard you talking, Twiggy.
Every time. Man, I just want to see it once. Exalty
On the other hand, right, I do think if you are secretly prepping gyroscope, you probably want to pull it out in a match that really matters. That feels like week 5. Well, you kind of got done a little bit there, Twiggy. You gotta see it maybe week 5, week 6, maybe against a team that you are in close contention with in the standings in a match that really matters. Maybe week 3 isn't the time for that to be pulled out. We are seeing its blue team picking first this time around, as for the first time in a while, it is the blue team that is lower seed coming into this map. Just to keep that in the back of your minds, it has been red time pretty much every time that we've been casting a match together before that, Twiggy. And it is going to be Slowdown as that second map pick. So we kind of hypothesized. That's the word. I did science as a degree. That's worrying for me. We did hypothesize that Slowdown might get picked in the first 2 maps. There it is in our second pick.
Oh man, what is it about Exalty and having an aero pipes map 7? That's
imagine
terrifying.
Imagine if Link wins on a final round again on aero pipes
again at the end. Oh no, I couldn't. My heart couldn't handle that.
Yeah, it would be absolutely nuts. In general, I don't think many surprises so far. I mean, Freestyle, Slowdown, Slippy slides back and forth. That is literally the first 4 maps that we saw on our last match as well.
Yeah. I mean, we're starting to very much see a meta form in terms of picks. And that is, at this point, that is when you start to think, okay, well, if we switch up our strongest maps, if we really practice some of these maps that are banned out, or maybe not even banned out, but just left, like Flip of Faith is generally left right till the end, and so far today it has lost 2 50-50s. There's a reason it's called Flip of Faith, I guess. But if you start practicing one like that is just left until the end, you put that as your first pick, suddenly, you might have a free map. If everybody else is not picking it, then there's a reason they're doing that.
It's true. And look, hey, we asked production to leave the music on when we came back from break, and we were just giving chat twice as much music there, okay, guys? Be thankful. We're being nice to you by giving you the in-game music and the overlay music at the same time. We're honestly just too kind to them, Twiggy. I think they're a bit spoiled.
They genuinely are. You're welcome, guys. Don't worry. No need to thank us. It's fine. It's fine. We're just very generous.
Exactly, and it is definitely us that makes these decisions. It's in fact all Twiggy. I think you should direct any criticism at Twiggy if you have any on Twitter.
Yeah, everybody go to my Twitter, but you have to follow me before you...
He's flipped it around.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, there it is. We're underway with this match between Exalty and Homyno Tsun. It is Exalty in the blue. This is their map pick to kick things off as we go on to Freestyle. NuaLaoch and Feed doing exactly what we asked. You love to see it, starting out with a little bit of a lead, and it is going to be that fight between Enner and Link a lot of the time for these all-important third places, but all of these players can put up the times when they need to as well. All of these players can make mistakes as well, Twiggy. And NuaLaoch will crash fully into a wall, just following Woe style from earlier.
In fact, despite NuaLaoch's, third place so far in statistics that we have in terms of speed and everything like that, he is second most prone to mistakes pre-identity. So that's not, out of the ordinary for NuaLaoch. Yeah, exactly. It definitely loves a underdog story, loves to catch up from the back. So far, Feed and Enner up in the front, and Enner looking very on form as we move forward. Just needs to get this identity down, clean from both. Link stays just behind them, just by a few tenths. All it would take is one mistake from either of these players. Feed goes a little outside and misses just by a second. Oh, Lord. And there we go. Homyno Tsun do take the round, but it's a 1-3, and they only pull 1 point ahead.
And I'll be honest with you, I'd be a little bit nervous if I was Exalty right now, because that was both members from Homyno Tsun right until the end on pace for a low 107. Those are very, very good times, and this is Exalty's pick. Homyno Tsun, they look very clean to start this one off.
Yeah. Well, I love seeing both teams go for completely different strats on the dirt there. It almost doesn't make a difference whatsoever, but it's so fun to see that you can see the practice that teams have put in terms of what they're doing. This time around, miQuattro does not bump into the reset block. He gets that no steer down. Perfect. Well, not no steer, but you get what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean. No, absolutely. And hey, so far, nobody will fail the ring this time around in this match. Things are feeling a little bit safer. Exalty, safe is not the word I'd be using for them right now, though. It is miQuattro trying to split the two players of Homyno Tsun, but Link at the back at the moment. Not really made any big errors. May make one here. That was wobbly, and it will ultimately lead to an error and a respawn forced for Link. miQuattro, meanwhile, has been overtaken by Feed and Enner, but will manage to get it back on Feed. Does Feed have the speed to make it across this line? I think so. Will be forced to go for a 360 just to make it. miQuattro will cross the line, ultimately in second place, as Exalty will drop a second round on the bounce.
Well, Enner looking like the more consistent and quick. That's 2 107s now for Enner, and hey. Hey, look, I'm like, every time we bring up statistics, I feel like I'm going, oh, Enner did terribly. No, Enner was comparatively worse than Feed last week, but looks well ahead. And I was saying maybe it is going to be down to the most improved award, and Enner so far looking like he has improved that consistency and that speed moving into this week.
Definitely looking good. We said to keep an eye on those third places in particular. Those are likely to be map deciding. We were kind of thinking maybe Enner for the side of Homyno Tsun down there.
Oh, Feed.
It's been Feed. It might be a fourth place for Feed this time around, though, as Exalty move into second and third. Will the ring claim any lives this time around? It doesn't look like it so far. Everyone cleanly through, at least in our first three. miQuattro and Link move to 1 and 2. It is up to Enner to try and deny the ace.
Well, so far, a little less speed moving up the dirt, but it's all, once again, going to come down to how clean you get these identity jumps. And, well, if you make them whatsoever, Enner has more speed, and he's moving straight past miQuattro, straight past Link. It's clean for the first jump, and he moves straight into first. And now he just needs to get this last one done. Does he safe it? No! He gets through completely cleanly, and it's another 107.8. Enner, with the consistency and the speed of a TMGL player at this point, absolutely insane performance. And no matter what happens, it seems like Homyno Tsun is getting that 1-3 every single time.
That is not a car, that is a train. Enner is on rails, and that rail runs directly from the start line to the finish line in exactly 107.8. Round on round, Homyno Tsun have Enner carrying right now from the front, and Feed is doing what he needs to do, putting up those third places, and they are now an ace clear of Exalty. Exalty, they're not really threatening the ace so far either.
No, not whatsoever. At this point, we really just haven't seen either player be consistent enough to challenge Homyno Tsun, who look like they've really put in the practice on this map. Enner has been absolutely insanely clean on those identity jumps, and those are by far the most equalizing area of the map from what we've seen so far. Feed out in front this time, one ring to rule them all, none to bonk them. All good. They get through unscathed just about. Feed takes a wider line, slides a little bit, and although he has a better line and stays out in front ahead of miQuattro again. Everybody neck and neck. And all they need to do is get it clean once again.
An ace for Homyno Tsun would feel big right now. miQuattro goes deep into the corner and carries a lot of speed, but will be very low and may just have fallen off that wall entirely. No, has managed to hold on. Is in second place though behind Enner. Feed dropping back a little bit. Feed with a big mistake has dropped all the way to the back. This could be a draw. It will be a draw. Enner had to get a low 107.8 that time around. miQuattro was pressing.
This man is scary. What happened to Enner? A 107.8 every round. This man, like, he didn't do badly last week, but he didn't do this.
Homyno Tsun, I'm calling it. Homyno Tsun came in expecting to pick this map somewhere. They just couldn't get there because Exalty picked it first.
Maybe, yeah. It seems like that is what's going on. And although Enner has started back this time, everybody is within half a tenth of each other, holding hands. Cat's sitting around a campfire, very comfortable with its friends right now. And all they need to do Again, Homyno Tsun, it doesn't matter if they don't get an ace whatsoever. They have not dropped a round to Exalty. So all they need to do is get to the finish line unscathed, as they have been doing so many times so far. And unless Exalty can put on the afterburners and get ahead of them for a round win or for an ace, things aren't looking good for them.
This is clean from all 4 players so far, though, as we head towards the identity one more time. Homyno Tsun, Enner has dropped a little bit back, but is definitely still able to take a win here. Feed has slid out, has crashed out. This could be the ace for Exalty, and an ace here for Exalty would be huge.
God,
Link, though, has clipped. MiQuattro is catching up. Enner, he is inevitable behind MiQuattro right now. A clean last jump, and he will drop behind. It's not a 107.8. It is going to be a 108.3. It's a 108.4. Technically, I think there. It's still fast, and Exalty, they cannot secure themselves the ace. They cannot catch all the way back up. Homyno Tsun will be within track point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about Enner all day, but those identity jumps are insanely clean every single time. Almost caught up to first place that time around. Didn't quite. All good. Exalty bring back the point score a little bit in their favor, but Homyno Tsun have already done all the hard work in this one. All they need to do is finish it out with one more round win, or an ace would be lovely as well. Feed and Enner in a 1-2 position may just be able to pull that one out as MiQuattro challenges for that position.
And again, these different lines, we haven't really called them out through the ring, but it is a much wider and therefore lower line for Homyno Tsun to go through it. And it has been serving them quite well through this turn directly afterwards. But MiQuattro's Veenberg through there as well is going to catch all the way back up. MiQuattro to take the lead into the identity.
Oh, man. He's trying to do all of the hard work for the team. As long as he can get that first place, things are looking a little better. But Enner again, and Feed as well this time with clean lines. And it might just be over right here, right now. It's a 1-2 for Homyno Tsun, and they bring home the first map. Freestyle in the bag.
Okay, but Enner didn't get a 107 for the final round.
Well, one of them did. So one of them got a 107.8.
One of them got a 107.8, but I think we should strip them of the win, personally.
Yeah, definitely. And I actually missed out on 2 107.8s at the end there. That's disappointing. Incredibly disappointing.
Really disappointing. The hand-holding, it could have been stronger. They could have been closer together at the very end. They weren't quite. They were very close together the entire way through, though. That is a strong map one for Homyno Tsun. Again, Exalty's selection. We now move to Slowdown. This one picked by Homyno Tsun. I'll say it again. I think based on the results there, based on the consistency from Enner, that was a map they were expecting to see today, whether it was one that they planned to pick or they just were in their opponent's heads and knew that Freestyle was getting selected. If they can bring that level of consistency, if they can bring that speed into each of the remaining maps of their selection, this is going to be a very short day for Homyno Tsun.
I don't see a reason why that can't happen whatsoever. The first map we saw in the Challengers League this year was Homyno Tsun versus BS Plus on Slowdown. They won 12-0 on that one. So, hey, I'm not going to put it out there whatsoever. Obviously, they only won, 10-9 against Orcs last week. But all they need to do is do well, and Feed starts off a little worse for wear, but still with the pack. At the very, well, not with the pack, but not too far away from. Oh, no! No, Link! That's a wall!
That was incredibly dramatic, Twiggy. Oh no! He's gone! He's dead! Don't you understand? He's dead!
I mean, hey, if you crash into a wall at that speed, I'm just saying, these cars are made of something right now. Insane.
Yeah, whiplash, because the cars ain't going to bend
exactly.
at all. That's
there's no
that'll get you. Hey, this is a really good race up front between MiQuattro and Enner. Enner goes wide into the first turn, takes that route through the trees. MiQuattro holds on and goes very wide at the end. Should have the pace to carry this to the line. MiQuattro gets a little bit of airtime, but Enner will cross the line in second place. Feed will ultimately take third, and Link in fourth place. It's a draw. Hey, what a way to start off our first round.
Well, there's MiQuattro. We've found him. On Slowdown, he has appeared in first place. That is what we expected from him after last week's performance, and so far, bringing it to the table, this time against Homyno Tsun. Now, it is going to need to be a little faster times, I think, what both Homyno Tsun players are thinking on this one. A little more risk going through on this one. We saw Enner go through the trees. He is definitely accustomed to that risk, but both players are going to need to bring out some impressive times if they want to take down MiQuattro, who seems to be a speed demon on this map.
And Link managing to keep the pace up. We've said it, his pace isn't necessarily bad when he manages to keep the car out of a wall. And so far, keeping the car out of those walls. Link and Mi Quattro take a lead early on this round. And as we round the last couple of corners towards the identity, there's definitely going to be a chance for them to pull out an ace, especially if Feed makes a mistake. He was risking trying to catch back up. Enner will go through the trees, but that line will not gain you enough time against Link and Mi Quattro, who will cruise to a finish. No, they won't. They will. God. They will cruise to an ace. It's totally fine. There was no need to panic. Mi Quattro does a little bit of an airplane impression over the last hill, but it's still a first and second.
Don't look at the 14,000th difference. It was fine. It was all good. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. Never in doubt. It's Exalty.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, managed to take. Is that the first ace of the series so far?
I think so.
Yeah, there was no aces last map. So there we go. The first ace does go in the favor of Exalty, although there is Link with a little bunk on the dirt that I think we saw a lot of times last week as well.
It's just a little kiss to the wall. He felt bad for not going near it in the last round, and so he had to say hello. Make sure it'd still be waiting there for him when he comes back the next time around. That could mean an ace directly back the other direction, Twiggy, and that would not be exactly what you want for Exalty. Finally managing to open up a little bit of a gap between themselves and their opponents. Feed and Enner right back on form, and this has been maybe the scary thing. It has been Enner carrying the team of Homyno Tsun so far with the pace, but Feed can just wake up at any moment, and this looks like a round where Feed has woken up. Mi Quattro is still so quick though, and will catch all the way up and overtake Enner by a full 4/10 in the identity alone.
Well, Homyno Tsun do get the round victory, but Mi Quattro has stolen away that ace in return for them. Exalty stay ahead by 2 points, but I mean, this is going to be a very close affair once again. Homyno Tsun are right on the tails of Exalty, and it looks like they're warming up now. Feed really hasn't made an entrance so far this series in terms of amazing times and pulling ahead his teammate until that last round of the last map, and now it looks like he's out to play here on slowdown.
It was that last round was exactly what we expected. That was what we set up in our pre-match as well. Is Feed with a really strong 56.7 up at the front. Enner holding on cleanly with less mistakes to that third place. And Mi Quattro very quick but not able to catch up to Feed. And it's that third place. It is those consistent third places that could make the difference. We are seeing a very similar setup this time around again. And all it would take is Link making an error and we would have had exactly what we drew up. And there it goes. But Enner will also make the mistake, and it's the battle of least errors. It is the battle for third place, and it's Mi Quattro trying to catch up on the line. A third place for Link secures the draw. 200ths at the front.
Man, how much drama can you have in one round? Oh my god, I'm gonna need to book an appointment with my GP on this one. I need some. Whew, okay, all right, it's all good. It's all good. Everything's fine. Exalty stay ahead by 2 points. Homyno Tsun still making it difficult for them, but with mistakes from both teams at that time. Exalty, I think, get away with a little bit of daylight murder, but all they need to do is keep that one. Feed has so much speed through this one, and you can tell he feels confident now.
Feed has definitely got his eye in. Is getting very close to these turns, but crucially not crashing. The pace is there, and the lack of errors, a little bit of the issues on freestyles gone now on slowdown. Link with a clean round so far. Last time around I may have cursed him just to make my point more clear, but this time around Link is managing to keep it clean so far. Enner is battling Mi Quattro at the back. The issue for Homyno Tsun is how quick Mi Quattro can be through this identity, and immediately moving up to a second place is going to be slightly quicker out of the hill. Enner still the only player through the trees, has dropped to the back of the pack. Link holding on to second, maybe has the pace. I think both of them do. Could be an ace, will be an ace as Mi Quattro and Link take first and second.
Oh my god. A double steal there from Mi Quattro and Link, both overtaking Feed in the last turn. And I mean, I was kind of thinking over the course of this whole map so far that Exalty do have a nicer line through that identity. They take more speed. At the end there, we've seen Mi Quattro at the very least challenge for first place over Feed. At the end, Feed just does not have the speed throughout that identity that he has throughout the rest of the map. Well, there it is. It comes out completely perfectly for Exalty this time around, and now with track point they need to just stop Homyno Tsun from getting, well, 2 aces in a row.
2 aces in a row. it's a tall task for Homyno Tsun right now, and I'm not convinced they're going to get it because one of Link or MiQuattro seems to be making it to that finish line pretty consistently and pretty quickly. This line through the trees has not been working out for Enners. We'll see him set up for it potentially one more time. There he goes through it, but not going to be able to catch Link or MiQuattro. Link very close to a pole, stays ahead. Enner gets the overtake on MiQuattro, but Link will hold on to a second place to give Exalty their map win, as both teams will trade back and forth on their opponent's map pick.
I think that is kind of a good example of what I was talking about before, with Feed obviously going for riskier lines. He's generally faster than Enner on most maps, and it generally goes, well, I wouldn't say less risky as we saw through the trees there, but generally has a slower line, but he's a lot more consistent on these maps, and there it comes to bite them because, well, it seems like Homyno Tsun just had more speed than Enner every single round that time around, and it worked out for them perfectly. Well, as we move here onto Slippy Slides, it's going to have to be, once again, well, a good performance from both players. I think that goes without saying.
It is. Interestingly, I think on this map, this was, I believe, pretty much the only map last week where Link outperformed MiQuattro. MiQuattro had a pretty torrid time of it here. It was not a lot of fun for MiQuattro. So, we'll see. Has MiQuattro cleaned things up this week? That's a full 10-minute countdown timer for warm-up this time around. I'm pretty sure we're not going to see a full 10-minute warm-up here, Twiggy.
Hey, I'm down for some, you know, we can like, just gives us more time to be goofy and
I've
silly.
spotted the issue. You'll notice there is a single Exalty player in the server right now, so I think we're just waiting to see if we can get Link back online.
When we said we want Link to show up, I didn't think.
That's right. Look, I don't know. Ganondorf is off causing problems somewhere, and so he's got to go and fight. This is true. We will have seen Link turn up potentially. Over on the other side, Enner had also not a great time of it here. I think was, in general, the player with the least clean finishes, or was down there. I think Wosal maybe the only player who was suffering a little bit more from the pit last time around. We'll see. I'm kind of expecting this one to be a scrappy battle between these two teams, but on the other hand, sometimes the maps that you do worst on are the ones that you feel the most motivated to go and grind. It's kind of depends on whether or not you feel you enjoy playing the map and just had a bad time with it, or whether or not you just really don't like playing the map and so have ignored it. And I think we're going to see what these two teams decided about this one last week. The fact that Exalty picked it, the fact that they were the ones to choose to come straight back here, I'm hoping they have MiQuattro cleaned up a little here.
Yeah, MiQuattro had, I think it was a lot of mistakes on the identity specifically for MiQuattro on this one. A lot of slide outs on those bug slides. And as soon as you make especially on like the second or third bug slide on that one, there's like you respawn and you have to respawn fully and you lose 10, 15, something like that seconds. A lot of the time you don't even finish if you make a mistake on that last bug slide. So it's going to be really important to clean that one up. Obviously, I do want to see MiQuattro have a better time on this one because he had a great time on every other map apart from Slippy Slide so far. So if he cleans up this one, things are looking very good for the team.
Of course, we will update you as soon as we have any word as to whether or not we're going to get players back into this lobby. Are just waiting on Link to join, and hopefully that happens soon. In the meantime, Twiggy,
yes,
I've got a zoology fact for you.
Oh my god, I didn't want to ask. I thought it would be too, you know, like expectant, but I'm so happy.
This one is about cars, which feels pretty appropriate, right? I know it's about cars, but specifically, it's about corvids and cars. Corvids being ravens and crows and the like.
Yes.
Did you know that the reaction time of a lot of different species of corvids has been found to scale with the speed limit of roads nearby?
That's so morbid, but also cool.
Isn't that pretty cool? They don't get hit by cars very often because if the speed limit goes up, they get better reaction times over generations. There you go. There's your fun car / zoology fact for the week. And we do have a Link back in game. We have a match underway, and so we have no time to dwell on the reaction time of birds as Link is out in front, reacting well to these walls and keeping his car out of them so far.
Very well done. Good, clean. Honestly, throughout that whole segment, I enjoyed that. I like how we're also ignoring the reason why their reaction times get faster. Let's completely ignore that part because that part is not a fun topic. It's good. It's okay. We're not even gonna We're not going to talk about the morality.
They managed to dodge it. Let's not talk about Barnells. Those boys they do not do well with cars. But Mi Quattro is going to be in the race on. Slippy slides up to the finish. Feed and Enner have overtaken Link, who made a bit of a mistake in the middle of the track. And right now, Feed and Enner are holding on in front of Mi Quattro. Mi Quattro's deep inside, and Feed deep inside as well. And it's a snipe from Link to tie the round.
Oh, that's not a good line from Feed at the end. I think clipped the inside wall. Oh dear. And well, I mean, the story continues. Feed, if he does not turn up to a round, it generally just goes, well, not in an Exalty, favor this time, but it definitely doesn't look good for the side of Homyno Tsun. I'm not saying that Enner doesn't put up good performances. Obviously, we've already seen that this round already, but it's another round this time where Feed has fallen down to 4th place, and it is all on Enner's shoulders once again to keep the team intact.
And hey, far be it from me to work off a very small sample size and get overexcited about it. I was going to say Mi Quattro looked a lot better.
Where did he go?
That was really unfortunate timing there, as Mi Quattro will drop a long way back after going into a wall. Link is holding on up front, just needs to hold off Enner.
And doing a good job of staying with Link so far. Has better speed into the plastic, but that does mean that turn is a little more difficult. But they're staying within a 10th of each other now. And as we move into the bug slides, just trying to overtake Link at this point. A better line through here. Obviously, much more risk, but you can catch up. He's staying exactly the same part behind. Just about. Link keeps that 1/10 lead and manages to get 1st place. Mi Quattro follows up in 3rd. And Feed, despite how hard he tried to catch up to the pack once again, gives Exalty the victory.
Hey, 3rd place, still, in a lot of ways, the most important position in this format. If you can keep getting those, if you're consistently getting 3rd places and denying your opponent, or preventing yourselves from dropping into 4th, you'll start to rack up those points pretty quickly. Of course, an ace, always nice, but just keeping it 3rd, very important. And so far, Exalty doing a slightly better job of that here on this map.
Well, Feed needs to be a little cleaner so far. We've seen Mi Quattro make one mistake as well. But right now, it is Enner versus Link, which is not the storyline we thought we would be talking about so far. But Mi Quattro so far has kept up towards the start of the map. I think Feed had a little touch on the wall there. Brings him back about a second or two. Is going to be... well, not the worst thing in the world, but as we move in toward the bug slides, obviously, unless somebody makes a mistake, it's going to be very difficult to catch up that much.
No, surely a player would never make a mistake in an identity in Challenger League. It wouldn't possibly happen. It might happen, if we're being totally honest with ourselves. What also might happen is a draw, potentially, as we have Enner leading from Mi Quattro and Link, but Link has been very quick through these sections. Link will crash out. That'll be quite slow. Enner will make a touch as well. Mi Quattro now on the way through. Enner will hold on, forced to get fancy with the bug slide there. Had to get creative to get that car around the corner. Ultimately lost out to Feed, but held on for the draw. And I'm going to give credit to Enner there. That could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think I've ever seen somebody save a bug slide. That was pretty impressive. From Enner there, but gives Link 2nd place. Didn't matter too much how slow he was through that section, as long as he didn't slide out, and that is exactly what he did, so full credit there. And Exalty keep their lead, but not by too much.
Will be fighting from the back for this one, as well as the pack of 3 are all very much on top of each other. 0.03 of a second separating these 3 players right now. Mi Quattro is coming off the worst of it at the moment, but there is plenty of map left to play with this Feed, and Enner will look to claw this one back. Trailing by a point overall on the map so far. This is Exalty's 2nd pick, and they will be looking to pick up, for the first time in this match, a team winning their own map choice.
So far, everybody is staying with each other. This time around, Link half a second back, but that's not the end of the world by any means. Oh no, there goes Feed. He's down, he's out, and so far it is going to once again have to be Enner to keep up with Mi Quattro and try to force a draw to keep his team close in the standings on this map. It's a good first line, but Mi Quattro, there he goes, pops into thin air. We'll see where he comes out after that one. It was quite early into the identity, but Enner brings it home cleanly. 1st place with a 1:12.5. Link and Mi Quattro stay ahead of Feed so far, but there he is. He comes through in 3rd, and Mi Quattro, unfortunately, that mistake just cost him too much. It's 5-5 in the map.
such a punishing identity every time as well. You really do lose an awful lot of time to slide out on that one, and I think that's why Ener being so consistent right now for Homyno Tsun has been so important. Is getting cleanly through that identity more often than not. Feed still threatening to come back into this match. We saw it on slowdown that when Feed suddenly started to pick up the pacing consistently, things started to look pretty straightforward for Homyno Tsun for just a little while there. And I think that's making this team very, very scary for Exalty to deal with right now.
Yeah, I think the fact that Feed so far has made a mistake almost set every single round early map before the identity and still managed to keep his team level with Exalty is a scary prospect for Exalty, because as soon as Feed manages to get a clean run, things could be looking a little bit dire for you, but it's very, very close this round. Everybody stays with each other. Link barely 2 attempts down at this point. It's all going to come down to all of these tricky slides.
That's such a good inside slide from Link, and Miquattro will be a little bit faster than Ener as well, as both of them went quite far outside. Link and Miquattro poised here to pounce on Feed if there is a mistake. Feed starts his drift much wider and will get a lot much further inside as well. Miquattro and Link will be racing Ener to the line. It might be an ace. It might be Ener doing it. It'll be close on the finish line, and Ener will snipe out Miquattro at the finish line to turn that one into an ace.
Damn, Link with the style point at the very least. There we go. Adding to that, but Ener beats out Miquattro by 400ths there, gives Homyno Tsun an ace, and a really important ace.
A much faster round as well, a 111.8 to win that one. Ener doing very well to even catch back up. Miquattro and Link improving. I mean, that's all around just a very fast round, and Homyno Tsun then coming away with the ace with Feed, setting that very fast time at the front, as we know he can do.
There we go.
That's literally what we were just talking about. That's why this Homyno Tsun team still feel incredibly dangerous in this match.
Well, all they need to do is do that one more time. They don't even need that second place. That 400ths may not matter. They would still win out this map if they got first and third, and so far Feed is looking consistent and looking pacey as he's up front. Link, for the first time in a few rounds, is able to keep up all the way, and it's Ener this time who is down 3 tenths. And so far it could be anyone's round. This time around, Feed takes a slightly wider line and gives Exalty just a little more. And oh dear, that is not an outside line, that is an incredibly inside line, straight into a wall now. Exalty first and second. And it is Ener once again trying to keep up and just trying to stop Exalty from equalizing the score once again. But it is good lines so far from Exalty through the identity. Ener takes an even better line and catches up first off with Miquattro. Can he catch up with Link as well? No, he cannot, but he can. Oh my god, he takes it by 4,000!
What do you mean? Link by 4,000. His identity is too crisp, man.
Oh my god. Homyno Tsun an outlier when it comes to drama. That is unreal. His bug slides, man. That is actually his identities this whole series so far have been
and the thing
incredible.
It's Ener on Exalty's picks.
Oh,
okay. Look,
no, it's fine. Pretend it didn't happen.
Cut away. Production cut the feed. It's fine. Ener, he's A-okay. He's gonna catch some at the bug slides anyway, or Feed's just gonna win the round. But I want to highlight that this is Ener on Exalty's first 2 picks. Has just been beating them at their own game at the identities.
And now all that matters, they only need 1 point. As long as Feed manages to stay consistent through this one, we've seen him do it once. He took that first place a couple of rounds ago. Then, again, it doesn't matter. They win out this map as long as they just get 1 more point. And so far, Feed stays just about ahead. Link manages to take that place with a slightly tighter line, but Feed has more speed and manages to take back first. It is neck and neck between Link and Feed. And it's all going to have to come down to how clean Link is through here. As long as Feed gets through it, it doesn't matter. He gets out ahead of Link for the first one, but Link has a tighter line on that second and may just have a tighter line on the third as well. And Link does take first and keeps Homyno Tsun not at bay. I mean, like, it was close, but no cigar.
Victory.
It's a pretty solid time by Link, 112, nearly managing to slip into those 111s, but Feed will hold on for second place, will hold on to get to the 10 points, and we have still, Twiggy, have yet to see either of these teams win one of their own map selections.
Yep, I don't, you know what, honestly, the way it's going, I don't think we're going to see that whatsoever. Actually, this series, I don't think. I think it's just going to be, you know, all the way to map 7. Once again, Exalty love a map 7. Exalty love, not just a map 7, but a map 7 aero pipes, no less. So, back and forth as we head to this time around. Can Homyno Tsun break the cycle, or will Exalty take their opponent's map pick once again?
And it is Homyno Tsun feeling good about this one is what I'm going to call it now, potentially, given that they are in the driver's seat going into their map pick again with a chance to move to match point. I have been advised by my legal team that I should say nobody should cut feed. Nobody should cut feed. That would be bad. Damn, but we are this map. Yeah, they contact. Look, with what you should get one for broadcast. That's all I'm saying. Like the amount of things that slip out of your mouth unintentionally.
Unintentionally? You think I'm not playing with?
That was the plural of you. That wasn't specific. Okay, I wasn't calling you out, Twiggy.
Oh, I see. Okay, of course not. All good. All good. All good. And now, Exalty looking once again to take their opponent's map pick, bring it level once again. Oh, Enna very close to making a mistake there, or it will result in a mistake just about. He's going to lose time out there. It was always hanging in the balance on that one, but he didn't manage to save it like he did at that bug slide last map. And it is going to be Exalty first and second, very convincingly heading into the identity, because Feed loses all his speed. Will he drop into the water? No. Oh, yes, he will. Never mind.
He will, with a very awkward bounce. Link and MiQuattro. Let's see what time they do end up with here. It's going to be pretty close to each other. Link might have gotten sniped at the line there, but Enna was still a long way back at 58.7 at the end of it. And that is not the fastest time that we've ever seen on this map, but I think it's fair to say that Exalty were allowed to safe towards the end there.
Yeah, I mean, Link bumped a little bit and didn't really mind whatsoever. Enna was far back enough that it wouldn't have made a difference unless he made a terrible, terrible, terrible error. A lapse in judgment, continuous. And it's looking like Exalty are gonna do it once again. But I mean, is this what we saw from them? Did they win all of their map picks last time around, or was it all of their opponents' map picks?
Exalty, I think, were one of the most back-and-forth teams in terms of... I think Exalty, they started off the match by winning 2 maps in a row, then lost 2 maps in a row, so... Hey, Exalty just kind of seemed to be putting their practice into everything at once. I almost do wonder if the plan for Homyno Tsun was Feed really practices their maps and Enna just goes in on maps they aren't necessarily expecting to pick, because that's how things looked a little bit at times on those previous ones. Enna has been very, very quick on their opponent's map so far, and Feed, he's out to a lead again on their map pick.
Does look that way. This is the storyline that we were thinking was going to happen. Feed versus MiQuattro, Link versus Enna. Whoever can come third here would be very helpful. Feed is out ahead. As long as he doesn't make a mistake at the end, he gets through. Enna manages to take third place. That is exactly what we were looking for from the start. We haven't seen it yet, but there it is. Feed comes out ahead of MiQuattro, and Enna brings home that extra point for the team.
That's a strong round, good time up the front, and good pace from everyone behind as well. That is how we drew things up. That's what we expected to see. The problem for Homyno Tsun with that third place from Enna is that they did give up the ace in the first round as well. Consistently picking up those third places and kind of getting the first, third, pulling out those points, edging out your lead is great if you don't both make mistakes and give up aces.
Well, Enna, yep,
Yep.
Enna and Feed stay out ahead, and there is an early mistake. MiQuattro goes a little bit low on the ice, bumps, and flips over. And Enna and Feed now in a 1-2 position, and Link, all he has to do is try and get ahead of both of them to try and keep his team ahead. If he gets ahead of one, he can, well, stay ahead, but not convincingly. But it looks like Enna and Feed have so much speed. I can rhyme all day long, and they're holding hands right to the finish line. It looks like no mistakes from either of them through the identity. All that matters is now the triangle, and it is right across the line. 300ths between them as they manage to take the ace straight back from Exalty.
Feels pretty good. That is Homyno Tsun. This is their map pick, and I think they're maybe for the first time seeing exactly why they have selected this one. Both of them with a 58-3, and Exalty with mistakes, not able to compete at all in that round. Homyno Tsun move back into a lead here on this map, and if they take this one, they're on match point, and they are feeling pretty dominant. It wouldn't be Exalty, though, if they didn't make it a little bit exciting, and I would not put it past them to then go on to win the next 2 maps to bring us to map 7.
Yeah, I can't count them out whatsoever at any point. I would say, and I don't mean this in a bad way, they're the most inconsistent team here, in that they are insanely good when they are good, but when they drop maps, it is definitely not a good time. So far, Homyno Tsun are doing well here, but MiQuattro keeping up with Feed at this point, and once again, it is a battle of, well, first and second, and third and fourth Enna has dropped back a couple of seconds on Link. It's going to have to be down to the heroes of these teams right now, Feed and McQuattro, who is going to take first place. It's looking like Feed so far. McQuattro able to stay within reaching distance, but it's going to have to be a late mistake, and Feed does not make it. First and second go to Feed and McQuattro respectively. Link brings home third, and it's going to be a draw no matter what happens, so Enna takes a bath.
Classic. No change. Nothing really. This is just one of those casual, very relaxed mid-map rounds. It's a draw. Nobody moves within range of managing to get a win as a result. We just vibe. We just keep things moving. Now, though, a single point for Homyno Tsun would put them on 7, and 7 is the magic number here in Trackmania Esports. It puts them within range of an ace victory on the match. Homyno Tsun, they will be looking to pick this map up. They'd be feeling pretty good if they did so. It's a strong start for both Feed and Enna on this round, but Link has a lot of speed through the water. As we know, though, getting to 7 points is never... it never makes it easier to get that ace whatsoever. And a lot of the time it does not result in that storyline that everybody stays very close to each other. This time it is Link out ahead. A rare sight here on back and forth as Feed struggles to keep up. Just about stays within 2/10, but it's all going to once again come down to the identity in this map. And everybody stays right next to each other. Link and Feed battling for first place right next to each other. McQuattro is pretty solidly in third so far, but all it takes is one slightly slower turn. Feed stays ahead, manages to get through unscathed, and everybody else does as well. It's another draw mid-round, but it does bring Homyno Tsun to 7 points. Feed powered past Link through that identity, just carried it all the way around, a little bit tighter, a little bit cleaner in between the poles every single time, and it was another draw, but that is a much more important draw because Homyno Tsun are now within ace range. It's up to Exalty to potentially deny them. A round win for Exalty ties this match back up at 8 points. That'll be a very exciting finish to back and forth indeed. Feed and Enna looking to close it out right now, first and second as they move past the first couple of slides. McQuattro is in third but has more speed as he heads to the next section of the map. Able to get that 360 down cleanly and stays in second place. And are a little slower, backs up into Link. This is the storyline again that we were expecting right at the start of this one. And Feed stays in first place. McQuattro only trailing by half of a 10th at this point. It's really going to come down to the wire here. And it doesn't look like it's going to be an ace for Homyno Tsun, but McQuattro has to stay in second here to keep them away from that one. Unless Feed makes a mistake. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. McQuattro stays through cleanly and he denies the ace. At the very least, where did Feed go? I didn't see him disappear. That's a rare mistake. There we go. A very rare mistake, and Exalty bring it back level with Homyno Tsun. Okay, it is tied, and either of these teams picking up a win now does win this map for them on back and forth. Meanwhile, everyone in chat, you need to hide your cats. The Magi viewers are here, but no time to dwell more on that. We are into what could be a final round here on back and forth, and this could be Homyno Tsun setting themselves up very nicely for our last 3 maps, putting themselves on match point. I said hide the cats, not show them off even more. Exalty are out to an early lead with 2 cars in front. Feed and Enna with a bit of work to do in the back half. Well, they stay close at the very least. Well, I mean, at the very least, the cat sitting very comfortable around the campfire with its friends is apt at this point. Everybody within a 10th of each other. McQuattro pulls out ahead as we move forward into the final section of the map. Feed following up Link in the back, but only behind Enna by a couple of hundredths. It's all going to come down to this one. Whoever can get first and third in this is going to be the hero for the team. McQuattro stays in first place, but Feed and Enna have better lines, and they catch up, and Enna may just take second place, may just get an ace for his team here on this one. McQuattro has an inside line, but can he do any more? No, he cannot. First and third go to Feed and Enna, and Homyno Tsun take the map 10-9. By a single point, and finally one of these teams will win a map that they selected. Absolutely huge. Twiggy, I wasn't convinced that it was ever actually going to happen, but happen it does, and it happens off the back of Feed being incredibly quick through that identity. Multiple rounds were won for Homyno Tsun as a result of Feed just having the pace over his opponents. Yeah, that is the consistency that we expected from Feed, and the speed that we expected as well. Well, it's going to be reps now on series point is Homyno Tsun. There we go. That's the name of the team. There we go. Lots of letters. Why would you struggle with that? It's so easy to say every time. It's such an easy word for English speakers to understand. It's perfect. It's amazing. No,
Ignore me only being able to speak one language. It's great. But it is now their series point. All they need to do is take this one away. But as we know, that is easier said than done.
Joke's on you. I've learned 4. Can I speak all of them? Absolutely not. But we will see if this one closes out. Homyno Tsun are on match point right now. This is kind of the direction we said this match seemed poised to tilt in Homyno Tsun's favor. But Exalty do feel a little bit like our Challenger League wildcards right now. They can just pull a map win out of absolutely nowhere. And we are back on one of their selections. This is Exalty onto reps. And I don't think we saw Exalty. We did not see Exalty on reps last week at all. So I gotta tell you, I don't know what to expect out of them here, Twiggy.
Nor do I, but right now it seems like they're at the very least consistent. Not as fast as Feed through the first half of the map, but they're staying right close to each other. Their lines are good. They haven't made a mistake as of yet. And with a very inside line, trying to make up that lost time from Link and McQuattro, and has more speed going into the looping. Manages to stay within a 10th of those two now. It's going to be real tight right up to the identity. Feed stays out ahead. McQuattro follows Link, follows Enna, and it's all going to be whoever makes a mistake or whoever doesn't make a mistake. Feed stays clean. Feed gets through. Link and McQuattro stay clean. They all get through, and they follow each other to the finish line. That is one of the cleanest rounds of reps I've ever seen. A full draw. First for Feed, fourth for Enna.
That's genuinely, yeah, just really, really clean. I didn't know that that was legal on reps, that everyone was allowed to get through the identity at the same time. Shocking. And quick as well. I think that was nearly everyone in the 106s too. That was a really good round of reps.
That was like great. Wow. We can't understate there how genuinely good that was from every single player.
The fact that it ended in a draw gives me hope that this is going to be a very, very fun map indeed, that we are going to see a close one between these two teams. And you know what? I'd be totally fine with it ending in an Exalty win as well, because that would mean this match goes on a little bit longer, and I'm having a great time, Twiggy.
I think we all are. I think we all love Trackmania Esports. Link and McQuattro lead so far, first and second, as Feed tries to keep up again through the looping, managing to catch by just a little more. But it's going to stay once again right up to the wire here. And I mean, if it goes the same way as last round, it is going to be an ace for Exalty. But will they be forced to make a mistake? Link goes into the drink. McQuattro stays out ahead of Feed, but knocks off the side. So does Enna. It's not the end of the world. Homyno Tsun do not get an ace off the back of it, but it is the round win for Homyno Tsun, and Exalty fall behind off of the back of a terrible mistake from Link.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
there we go. We've arrived.
Exactly like we predicted, Twiggy. It's Feed and McQuattro competing for first and second, and it's Enna and Link in third and fourth. Exactly how we saw those ones playing out.
Yeah, we're actually just the smartest people alive. That's what happened. No luck
that
involved.
worked out. Yeah, no, absolutely not. That was scrappy at the end, and that is not the player that's coming up in the next one. Scrappy's in the next match. I know. I gotta remember not to use that word, and we're not allowed to say pack because he's in Grand League, and we're not allowed to say feed because it rhymes too much with speed, and you rhymed Link and drink in the last round, and honestly, that's gotta be illegal as well.
I thought that was really good, actually.
It's too much, all right, Twiggy?
Oh man, there's just a lot going on, guys. There's really just a lot going on. As once again, McQuattro and Link stay first and second. Enna with a little more speed and catches right back up on the tail now of Link. And once again, Exalty in a first and second position. All they need to do is keep it clean. That is not clean from McQuattro over the penalty grass. He goes, loses time. Can Link stay in first this time around? Can he get through that finish line cleanly? Yes, he can. Oh, just about. But there's the parking from Enna, and he's forced to respawn. Feed gets third place, and it's an ace for Exalty. Enna, please.
He's pulled a little bit of a Dexter there, unfortunately, because that was Dexter's favorite move here on reps last week. Clipping the wheels on the right side, parking the car into the pole on the left side. We would love to not see it anymore from Enna, as Exalty will move ahead with an ace. And the chance keeping this match alive for at least one more map. The chance of another Exalty finish on Aero Pipes, it's there, Twiggy.
It's going to happen again. Nightmare, 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 nightmare. Homyno Tsun now down 2 rounds, and that's not going to be good. Enna forced to take the long way round. Gets a little more speed, but stays behind. Now, those two players, I'm not sure where McQuattro has gone, but he is down a second. Oh, not for very long, as Enna grinds his wheels along the side of the dirt.
Sparks will fly between Enner and that wall. Link will hold on to a lead at the moment, but with Feed chasing, it will never come from one of the players from Exalty. Will head into disco mode very briefly, just a freeze frame of what's going on in the middle of the map as Feed continues to chase Link down. MiQuattro holds on to his third place as Feed has speed around these last couple of corners. Will be gaining on Link, gaining towards the identity, but maybe it just comes down to cleanliness. It will, as Feed is a little bit quicker. Link gets a little bit too much airtime, and Feed just needs to get into that finish line. Will do so. Link misses, but misses cleanly enough to make it to the finish. MiQuattro in third to make it a draw.
Luckily, Enner stays down in fourth. Luckily for Exalty, I should say, stays down in fourth. And it stays as a draw. Exalty keep their lead of 2 points and move a little bit closer to that aceable area. Homyno Tsun, they can close it out here. They just need to be cleaner and a little bit faster.
Just gotta be faster. It's
just gotta win.
It's easy. You just gotta... the problem is Feed and speed rhyme too well. I mean, that's a little bit of a non sequitur, but it's just so easy to say every time. Feed this time around is lacking a little bit of the speed to get out in front, but I think that's maybe just because Exalty have found a little bit too. Link and MiQuattro are contesting. This is definitely hand-holding behavior in public right now. These cats are sitting comfortably around a campfire. Will that be true all the way to the finish line? It seems unlikely on reps.
Public displays of affection here. We love them in Trackmania Esports. Absolutely fine. All good. Enner in fourth right now. But there is a big PDA going on with these top three. They are right behind each other. Feed, he leads against MiQuattro and Link. Can they catch up? Will anybody make a mistake once again in the identity? It's going to have to be a big performance for Homyno Tsun to keep Exalty at bay and to keep them from doing anything too bad. Feed, he drops back, but both Exalty players do as well. And it looks like it's going to be an ace for Homyno Tsun out of absolutely nowhere. Oh my God.
Identical mistakes for the Exalty players as well. Both of them just find their undercarriage scraping an edge. And out of nowhere, Homyno Tsun are the team who are in range of winning this map. Homyno Tsun could close this match out with a single ace.
Welcome to reps. It is now Homyno Tsun's game to take away. Homyno Tsun's series to take away. It is series point now as they head forward. And right now it doesn't look like they are keeping up with MiQuattro, but as we know, Exalty could just make one tiny error and suddenly it's all over for them. It's an outside line for Feed, gives him a little more, guess what word I'm going to say, it's speed heading through into the next turn, and he catches up with the rest of these players. MiQuattro stays out ahead, looking to try and stop them from getting this one, and as long as Link can stay ahead of Enner and Feed as well, it does mean that they push themselves within only 1 point of the end there. Feed, he clips the edge, he drops all the way back, not just fourth, but a couple of seconds behind everybody else now. MiQuattro moves forward, needs to hold this lead for his team, and as long as Link can stay ahead of Enner here, it is all good, but the pressure is on. Can they get it done? Enner, he feels the pressure, he falls off. MiQuattro and Link, they're clean to the end, and they bring it to 9 points for the team. Oh, nice punch.
Exalty did what they needed to do. I mean, they did it with decent times. 106.8 and then a 107.4 Link. It would have been hard for Homyno Tsun to compete in that round anyway, even if the mistakes hadn't come through. The mistakes absolutely came through, and it is now an ace or another map for Homyno Tsun.
Man, anyone's game once again. We know how much Exalty love a bit of drama here, and we know how much, well, they love a bit of drama. Well, we don't know if they love a bit of drama on reps. It's fair to say, you know, sample size so far has suggested that Exalty love drama on every single map, so it would be, I think, fair to say that they love drama on reps as well. And right now, they're bringing us that drama by letting Enner and Feed out ahead for the first half of the map.
Surely Homyno Tsun don't get an ace again. Surely three rounds in a row don't end in aces, and Homyno Tsun do not make the climb from 4 points to 10 in that time to win the match. It could happen, unfortunately, Twiggy. It could happen, and it might just happen. That is certainly the position that we are in at the moment. That is the barrel that Exalty are staring down, and it is MiQuattro who is chasing. MiQuattro with a slightly better exit to the turn is now going to overtake Enner towards the identity, and here is that identity one more time. MiQuattro and Feed are both through cleaning. MiQuattro holds off Enner for the moment. It's a mistake at the front. MiQuattro, he misses, he doesn't, he's through the line for a 107.2 just in front of Enner. Link with a third place. Exalty will claim this map and they will move us to map 6.
I am serious, and don't call me Shirley. Exalty managed to claw back one map. Homyno Tsun still, they can close it out in the next one, but it's looking a little more likely and a little less dire for Exalty now.
But it's a Homyno Tsun pick. We have established that that means very little in this match so far, as it took a little while for either of these teams to even win one of their own maps, but both of these teams have now won one of their own maps, and the question becomes, can Homyno Tsun do it again? Do Exalty manage to do it to him on Parkour? And hey, Parkour is going to provide the drama all on its own as well. This identity, definitely one of the ones that some of these players struggle to get through. It is difficult at the best of times, and when you are under map 6 pressure, it's tough.
Here's the thing. Okay, Exalty may have lost this map last time they played, but guess what they also did? They touched the cone of luck and won the series.
True. Yeah. But they can't afford to lose the map and touch the cone at the same time.
But
what they need to do is throw an early round of cone?
Is what I'm saying. Yeah, they could switch up the strat. There's a cone emote now?
There's a cone emote.
Oh my god, that's amazing. Anyway, all they need to do is switch up their strat, go for an earlier cone touch, and suddenly things are looking good for them.
I'm a big fan of just renaming this map to the Cone Zone. And yeah, welcome to the Cone Zone. That is an excellent idea. And we'll see if any of these players does choose to engage with the cone here in our first round. We are now halfway through. MiQuattro leads from Feed, leads from Link. Enner in 4th place as we head towards this identity for the first time.
Uh-oh, down goes Link. He goes a little too high there on the bobsleigh. MiQuattro now on his lonesome out ahead of Feed and Enner. Enner with a lot of speed moving forward. May not be able to catch up to MiQuattro, but they're definitely, it looks like, going to be able to force a draw, unless a mistake comes through, unless they go for that cone touch earlier on. But no, MiQuattro goes for a pole touch. Yep, Enner, he gets over. Close, very close. But no matter, it is an ace for Homyno Tsun with 5.600 between the two players.
That is hand-holding behavior. The public displays of affection continue in the Cone Zone. MiQuattro will expertly dodge that cone, wanting none of its good luck, but will cross the line. It nearly went in the books as a DNF. In fact, it did go in the books as a DNF for Link at the very end there. And it is going to be an ace for Homyno Tsun to start off their map 6, their pick. This is Homyno Tsun looking to move to 2-1 overall in the standings.
Looking quite good about it. If Exalty cannot clean up that identity, it is not going to be looking good for them whatsoever. It doesn't seem like Homyno Tsun need a cone touch to be able to get this one done. MiQuattro and Link are out ahead to start with, although MiQuattro goes a little wide on the ice slide and backs up into 3rd. A little less speed puts him in 4th as well. Enner and Feed holding hands. Cat sitting very comfortably around a cone with its friends.
Oh no,
giving them more ideas for
soon. Oh dear. It'll happen, I think, sooner rather than later now that you've actually manifested it by speaking it out loud. Enner is holding off Link at the moment though, but watch out, this finish is going to be so tight indeed. Enner is still holding on. There's a mistake, I believe that is Link. MiQuattro has dropped a long way back as well. We may see a second pole! It's a pole!
Oh my god!
Everyone has crashed! Who will get to the finish line? It looks like Link to make it to the finish line. First of all, Link will cross. Enner is coming in. It won't be a close second, but it will be second. Feed to take 3rd. This round has somehow become a draw.
Yep, that's Trackmania. That was one of the rounds of all time. Okay, yep. Cool, very good. Homyno Tsun maintain their lead. Sure, that's parkour for you, I guess.
That's how it goes. This is one of the more difficult identities we have in the competition, and it shows its teeth there, biting into a few of those players and dragging them all the way down to the stadium floor. Homyno Tsun will be okay with how things ultimately turned out there. They still hold their 3-point lead over their opponents, and moving to 4, it's not the magicest of numbers, but 2 aces from here and you close out the match.
Indeed. But again, as long as one team can clean up their identity, it looks like that is going to be it. Because everybody is neck and neck for the start of the map. Pretty much before we head into the bobsleigh, everybody within 1/10 of each other. Enner falls back a little, slightly higher jump. Link and MiQuattro stay right up, but Feed is giving them trouble as we move into the dirt section. It's a good jump on this one. Link falls back, can't make the jump, has to respawn, falls into 4th place. Enna overtakes into 3rd. Now, as long as Link can stay ahead, as long as MiQuattro can keep it clean, can he do that without touching the pole? It's so close. He has more speed. Can he overtake Feed? Towards the end, it's going to be so close. 8,000! Feed falls behind. It's another draw.
I thought MiQuattro was too wide. How wrong I was. Will manage to hold on to 1st place at 102.7. Strong as Homyno Tsun will hold on for another draw ultimately in this map. Homyno Tsun want to close it out, but Exalty are not making it easy.
Homyno Tsun stay out ahead. At least they're consistent in doing that, even if there have been mistakes left, right, and center from every player towards the end of the map. I don't even know why we bother talking before we get to the identity at this point, because once again... oh, actually, no, MiQuattro did fall back. I thought, like, they were so close together, I thought there were 3 cars there.
Yeah, no, I've definitely made that mistake
anyway.
before.
He's back. So, all good.
It's true. He's fine. He's right back into the mix on this one. Homyno Tsun do hold on to a lead. Link is in 2nd place, though, at the moment. And, hey, we're in... do you recognize this? It's a drawable position. You may recognize it from, you know, such hits as the previous 2 rounds. Feed looking to maybe hold on to this one and give his teammate the best chance to prevent a draw this time around. Feed does have less speed, though. May have enough to continue and carry this one all the way to the line, but MiQuattro looking to make the overtake happen in mid-air. MiQuattro, I think he's missed, and it will be a crash. Link and MiQuattro both crashed out this time around. Feed happy to cruise on through for a 103 and are not far behind, and that is a 2nd ace on the map for Homyno Tsun, and they are now ready to put this one to bed.
That is incredibly sad for Exalty. And now the heroics have to be brought out. They cannot give away a 1st place, basically, to Homyno Tsun at this point. They need to send somebody up into that position and guarantee themselves to stop getting that one. But they need at least 1 ace as we head forward, because you can't even give 1 point away to Homyno Tsun 2 rounds in a row, or they will get to that 10-point mark before you. And once again, it's all going to come down to cleaning up that last section of the map. That is where all of the problems have come into play for MiQuattro and Link so far, and where Feed and Enna have been gaining, although Link early on gets a little bit of airtime, falls back down.
I can feel it, arrow pipes receding into the distance right now. Feeling a long way away, because I think Homyno Tsun might just do it on this round. MiQuattro needs to deny by having the best end he's had so far on this map. I say that, there goes Link, overtaking Feed in the background. MiQuattro is ahead, and there may be life in this match yet. No! MiQuattro, this jump in particular has been so difficult. MiQuattro going slow, so are our frames. There's MiQuattro making the jump. Link is in the lead. Feed will win. MiQuattro will cross in 3rd, though, and with the draw, we'll have at least 1 more round for you.
Oh my god. Exalty stay alive for just a second longer, despite MiQuattro having a long and beautiful relationship with the wall. It's all good. Exalty can still do it. You know what? Look, two aces in a row. Very doable.
Yep. Very much so. Definitely doable.
You can't tell me it's not.
Technically doable. That is correct. I also just do think Feed and Enna, at least one of them, has been, they have been the more consistent team all match long. I'm going to ignore that as Enna slides out in the background. But at least one of them has been, it feels like, almost always in the top 2. They have been the team looking good so far.
Oh, don't say that! Yes! I knew
my
it!
hardest.
I knew
Let's
it!
go!
I knew it!
Give me arrow pipes, baby!
Oh my god, it's amazing. I've taught you so well in the art of cursing. That is so brilliant. Thank you so much. We willed it to happen. We willed a bit more drama. Exalty, stay out ahead. Can they finish it off cleanly?
Oh, no,
Link! Link, why? Link, why? Oh, it's over. It's over.
Exalty will drop Homyno Tsun, pick up their 2nd win of Trackmania Challenger League 2023. Enna and Feed, they are looking good. I would be willing to bet on them for a top 4 finish at the moment. They're definitely feeling like a top half team for me, Twiggy.
Yeah, Definitely. Homyno Tsun looked very clean throughout that whole one. We saw a good improvement there. In the same way that I hark back to last week where, you know, Scrappy and Dexter, obviously Scrappy was way ahead in the standings, statistics on the first week, and Dexter caught up, and now they're both right up at the top of those statistics. Very similar kind of story there. Enna definitely doing a lot more of the heavy lifting than he did in the second week against his teammates. So very happy to see that, and it puts Homyno Tsun in a really good position, and it makes them look very strong.
It absolutely does, and I do once again want to give credit to Enner for how strong he looked on their opponents' map picks, specifically the identities of their opponents. Enner was a beast on. Made it very, very difficult for Exalty throughout that match, and that's something that their opponents are going to have to be aware of. Just practice gyroscopes. Bring it on them. I bet Enner can't play gyroscope. That's the goal for whoever's playing Homyno Tsun next week, but for the moment, we're going to go to a quick break. We will be back with our match of the week directly afterwards. Sprout will be taking on the team standing clear at the top of the table, NuaLaoch.